What is up, everybody? Welcome to an emergency edition of the Finger Whack Podcast. I am your host, of course, Gideon Hertz. I'm here with a quick emergency pod because we've got a commitment to talk about. Justin Caldwell is the first commit to join the 2026 class, which is a big recruiting class for Georgetown. We'll talk about why. Wanted to jump on and just give you a really quick rundown of what I've seen so far. We'll be back next week to talk more about the roster with Jake Foote, hopefully get his thoughts on Justin Caldwell as well. But it's an exciting pickup for Georgetown and Ed Cooley, and showed a little bit of recruiting skill, if you want to call it that. Caldwell's a 6'9" power forward. He's at right now a consensus top 150 recruit. We'll talk a little bit more about why that might not be his real evaluation. But the thing that's really exciting to me is 7'1" wingspan. That's an elite wingspan, has the makings of a really, really great rim protector, defender, but also very, very skilled. The thing that jumps out to me about this recruitment and this commitment is saw some coverage of Caldwell on the Adidas circuit. He played for the Washington Warriors despite being out of North Carolina. He, in May, mentioned the following programs as recruiting him heavily: Ohio State, Villanova, Butler, Tennessee, Mississippi State. Also mentioned in other places, South Carolina, Maryland. No Georgetown. Georgetown was not on the list in May. Don't know whether he was on the radar before then, but he took an unofficial visit to the Hilltop and to Georgetown in the end of June. And then by August, he is fully committed. So Cooley and looks like lead recruit here was Battle, mentioned by Justin Caldwell. Great job of identifying a kid and getting him on campus and closing the deal, which is awesome to see. So a little bit about Caldwell. He is 6'9", as I said, rising senior, playing at Berrien Baptist Academy in North Carolina. He's a top 150 kid, a 4-star, 3-star by some metrics. But it looks like, for the most part, he is on the rise, and a lot of his ranking has to do with his lower ranking is because of an injury that he suffered recently. I don't know the details on what that was explicitly, but didn't get to play as much as others, so is ranked lower. We've seen this all the time. It happens a lot. And these are the types of kids that I think you can find a real market inefficiency in trying to get on their radar and get a commitment out of them and really prioritize them before they start to rise. So my expectation is over the course of his senior year, he will rise up in the rankings. He's the number 18 power forward in the class, so top 20 at the position, number 3 in the state. Who knows what he will end up being at the end of the senior year, but he looks like a kid who can really rise up the charts and maybe be a top 100 prospect by the time he gets on campus. So Caldwell played for Washington Warriors in the AAU circuit, averaged over the 24-25 AAU period 15.5 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, just under a half an assist, half a block, but 15 and 6 on the circuit. Had a career high game against Southern Assault, where he put in 25 and 11 with an assist and 2 blocks. Also had games with 19 and 7, 17 and 6. So seems like a kid who can score. I always look for expertise from a couple sources, but one of my go-tos on Hoya Twitter, if you know, you know, your boy NYP has the deets and is very, very reliable, knows ball, knows recruits. He had a lot of great things to say about Justin Caldwell, thought it was a solid get, thinks his stock is going to rise. one of the early surprises in the grassroots season. Missed a couple of months due to injury. Recruitment probably would have looked different if he was healthy. It may have been on the radar of some higher some of the bigger schools. So a great job of Cooley and Battle and team to identify him and jump in. Extremely skilled, which I think pops in his highlight videos, which are always a little tricky to get a full picture of, but looks like he has good skills with the ball, has some post moves and some instincts around the basket. Your boy NYP says he's a 3-level scorer. I didn't see a lot of his shots, so I can't attest to that, but I trust your boy. And if he says he's a 3-level scorer, he's a 3-level scorer. The thing that jumps out at me is just his versatility, both offensively and defensively. He looks comfortable on both ends, moves well for his size as a big. He's 6'9" right now. Again, that's 7'1" wingspan. Looks massive. I mean, he looks big out there and looks like he knows what he's doing with his size, which is always great to see. Looks like a Cooley guy, to be totally honest. A kid who's going to work hard, play hard, do the right things, has some upside on the skills. Just a great pickup all around. He had some really nice things to say about Cooley and Georgetown, according to Paul Biancardi, who talked with him, as well as on 3, Joe Tipton. He said, "I chose Georgetown because it felt like home." Awesome. The tradition, the vision for the program, and the way they believe in me really stood out. It's a place where I can grow on and off the court. Did see, according to his Twitter, he's a 3.7 GPA. So good on you, kid. Way to go. The trust in the coaching staff is all about, he mentioned the consistency that Coach Cooley and Coach Battle, the whole staff were really with me from day one. Awesome. They took time to build a genuine relationship and showed me they truly care about my development. So it makes it sound like it wasn't a last minute thing. It wasn't a, identify in June, that they've been building this relationship and capitalize on it, which is great to hear. He, in his own words, the type of player he is, versatile forward. Again, that word versatility pops up in a couple of places, and one that love to hear out of recruits and about recruits. Plays strong around the rim. He's able to stretch the floor, so certainly reinforces. We hear from your boy NYP. Plays with energy, toughness, all of the things that you'd expect for a Cooley recruit and for a Hoya. He says, "Get hyped, Hoya Nation, fired up to be part of something special, coming in ready to compete, win, and give it everything I've got. Hoya Saxa." What more can you ask for? So exciting on a Friday here to get this recruit. I just wanted to jump on and talk you through some of these initial thoughts, and we'll have more on Caldwell next week. You can also check out the post we have up on the site, thefingerwag.com. We've got coverage on social, on Twitter as well. This is a big one for the 26 class, which is important. Obviously, Ed Cooley and staff sat out on high school recruits for 2025 after bringing in some guys in the 24 class, obviously. The 2025 class, he focused on the transfers. And so 2026 seems to be something that they're prioritizing on the high school level, and landing a power forward where there is a little bit of a lack of depth on the current roster, at least at that position. I think it's a good fit for Caldwell, and starts the 26 class on a good note, still focusing on a couple of the high profile local kids that we've talked about on this podcast, as well as the fingerwag.com. Jordan Smith Jr., all-star, all-stud guard, as well as the wings that they're on, Caden Samuels, Alex Constanza, Maximo Adams. Those guys, we're looking to see if any of those guys will commit soon, but we start off with a solid power forward, 4-star with stock rising, skilled, versatile forward to join the Hoyas in 2026. He has decided to live forever. We salute his immortality, and we'll have more for you on this in the coming weeks. Hoya Saxa.